You have found the Donovan Manufacturing segment of the Fort Worth Roots podcast. This is different than the rest of our programming, and parental discretion is advised. If you have a company and you would like to put on a weekly episode with us at the Fort Worth Roots podcast, you can email us, media@fortworthroots.com. Donovan Manufacturing can be found online at donovanmfg.com. Night vision, thermals, machine gun rentals, AR-15 parts, classes, and more. Also under the same umbrella, get all of your print needs through our friends, banners, vehicle wraps, business cards, brochures, t-shirts, and anything else you might need. Find information on the print shop on Facebook at Dillon-Press. Also, you can email them at Dillon-Press.com.
Check one. Check.
All right, folks, welcome back. Another Donovan Manufacturing episode here on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. I've got Dillon, and I got this other guy named Russell.
Hello, my name is Russell.
We got a shit ton of stuff to talk about. We missed a week, and we took a trip across Texas. So plenty of content. We had a guest scheduled for today, but they couldn't make it.
It happens.
It doesn't matter. I actually don't need a guest today.
We are the guests.
Let's make sure people know where to find you guys. Donovan MFG on Instagram and I believe still on TikTok, right?
I think so. Yeah. They haven't shut me down again.
I did notice we'll get into what we did down in the ranch, but all the videos that I did with anything having to do with firearms on TikTok did not get played. They did not play it. It didn't matter what we were doing. And then, but it played well on Instagram, and we got so much content. So I guess we should probably get into that first. I think we're all itching to talk about it. We took a trip down to Dilley, Texas for the ranch, Texas for Police Week 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Feels like a month ago.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It was hot and long hours, but it was worth it. Definitely worth it.
Good time.
Yeah. What was the takeaway for the weekend? Did you guys sit down and have a meeting before everybody broke and went back home?
Oh yeah, I mean, every night we would meet with these guys and talk to them. So
what was the consensus between like Kim and Chad and the rest of the cadre down there? Did everybody feel like it was a pretty successful police week?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was. So they've been doing this with SlyTac for I think 2 or 3 years now. And generally it's just SlyTac putting on their courses free for law enforcement. And this was the first year that they were like, no, we're going to expand this. So really they only had like 3 weeks to plan this thing.
Yeah.
A lot of feedback from all the officers that did show up. You know, there were so many more that wanted to come, but with 3 weeks they didn't have enough time to plan for it. So now that they know, hey, this is going to be a yearly thing, like they're already planning shit for next year. So,
do you think that they'll ever break that off into like either quarterly or semi-annual training? Because I mean, a year seems like too far to wait.
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, the idea is you get a taste for it, and then you know the place, and then your unit books something and trains like on a regular.
My only thought is,
or they get together and form a class together from individuals.
You know how it works with these officers. They're all on opposing schedules. So if you do it once a year and you got this hard date, you're going to be able to get X number of people from every department, but there's always going to be at least 75 or 50 to 33% of them that can't come because they're going to be on shift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think, maybe next year we'll expand it out a little bit more. Maybe it's a full week of
if they can't
classes.
come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they could make it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
It was some of the most solid stuff I've seen in a long time. And I haven't been down there in a long time either, right? So I went down there and it was like, wow, stuff is really moving along. It's exactly what I thought it was and what it has been. Yeah. I could only see it progressing further than that, but all the infrastructure's in place. And Dillon, I've never seen Dillon teach that breaching class. He's done it a couple times before, but I never showed up.
He did great.
Yeah, and I was thoroughly impressed, but not only by the class, but the feedback from the officers. My favorite thing was I didn't know these guys, but I didn't know they were going to go down there, but they're like from my hometown, you know. And I'm like, who the hell? I'm like, you know where my mom lives? You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, come down here all the time. I'm like, oh, dude, man, I wish I'd known. I would have come down here and, you know, hung out more.
Yeah, because you've been slacking. You said it'd been like a year and a half since you'd been down there?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, for people that have been living under a rock and don't know what the Ranch, Texas is, you're going to give a better description of it. You hit it. You do it. You do the description.
So it's essentially a government training facility. Anything that you could possibly dream of wanting to do is the capabilities are there out there. Long-range shooting, mobility classes, breaching, room clearing. They've got the shoot house, all the rifle, pistol bays you could think of, racetracks, like everything.
And they use Donovan ammunition, so he's got a vested interest in saying nice things about it, but I do not have any kind of vested interest in saying nice things about the ranch. That is one of the most well-put-together training facilities I've ever seen. And 12 years in the Army myself, and having gone through a bunch of training lanes at different places all over the country, and having put on training classes myself, running different lanes for, you know, like what's that place out there in California that they sent us to that was awful?
NTC?
NTC.
Yeah, I was stationed there for 3 years.
You
I was
know,
permanent party.
Stuff like that. And I hated NTC. But they had some really excellent training lanes. They were not organized correctly. It was an absolute shit show the entire time.
Of course.
But they had the facilities for it. They had the space. They had everything they needed. It was just a ate-up shit soup sandwich, the whole place. But you go out to the Ranch, Texas, they have a ton of space. They've got the lanes set up right. They've got the shoot house, which our new buddy, the abs guy, we had a social media influencer come out there just to kind of experience the ranch, and he kept calling it the kill house. I was like, hey, it's a shoot house. But anyway, everything they've got set up there is so legit. And then our episode we did, the last time we did a Donovan Manufacturing episode, you pointed out that they are the only ones in Texas that have a private
runway.
That's something else, but independently owned place with a explosives license.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty rad. And it sets them completely apart from any other training facility that's privately ran here in Texas, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's pretty awesome.
And then, I mean, everything's all in one little, 400-acre square.
Yeah.
So it's. I couldn't tell. I mean, I was so happy to see these guys down there, and they were boots on the ground cops. You know, they weren't like some spec op dudes. Every time I went down there before, normally when I see guys train down there, they all got their shit together. They're just running drills. And this time for Police Week, I was like, wow, okay, I see.
Regular Leos.
And they need training.
For sure.
You know?
Sure.
And they were doing it, and they were getting it down, and I saw improvement. Hell, I saw improvement in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, just this 30 minutes is worth you guys making the 5-hour drive.
100%.
Or wherever the hell you're from. Some of them weren't even, if some of them were San Antonio PD.
As you're talking about this, I'm thinking specifically about the they had simulated 3 squads boxing in one vehicle and then stacking up on the rear squad that was at the rear of the boxed in vehicle.
Right.
And that lane right there, within 3 or 4 iterations, you saw 100% improvement.
Right.
Because these guys know what they're doing, but they don't train for this stuff.
Yeah.
You get it as a regular Leo, you probably get it maybe twice a year, and probably not that specific training.
No, you're talking about VCT. No, these cops don't get that.
No, not at all.
No, a lot of departments. So talking to a lot of the LEOs that I've dealt with, most of the departments don't allow any of that. Most departments now don't even allow, like chases. Like, hey, if you go to pull somebody over and they run, lights off, let them go.
Damn. Well, and it makes perfect sense, too, because then it becomes a public safety issue. I mean, somebody is going to get hurt. 100%. There's a 99% certainty that somebody's going to wind up in a bag. Right?
OJ, man.
It's too soon. How is OJ doing? Is he dead yet?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about OJ lately.
I had OJ this morning.
I haven't heard anything about OJ since the 90s, really.
Those new Broncos are starting to grow on me. I really do like them. I was more excited about the concept art before they released the new Broncos, but they started rolling them out. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look anything like they said it was going to. But now they're starting to grow on me. I see them, and I see the mods that they're putting on them. I'm like, I think I like it.
I'm kind of digging it, too. I just haven't been in one. I'm not going to force myself to turn myself into that guy yet.
Yeah.
It's more of a Toyota.
I
Land
love
Cruiser.
Toyota, man. You can't hardly kill them. Speaking of, yesterday I was wrapping up at the shop, and I went to start the car, and it just wouldn't start. Battery was completely dead. It didn't give me any symptoms, and I had to get somebody to come jump me off. So I just all of a sudden had a $300 bill I had to pay.
Oh, yeah. Batteries are like crazy expensive now.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
My wife's car just had the same problem. No symptoms. And we were at a restaurant and went out and dead.
Don't you feel like such a dirtbag when you got to pull the jumper cables out? Right?
No,
like,
I'm
get
like-
your shit together, man.
I don't know. I keep one of them little jump boxes.
I usually
at
do
all
too.
times.
Yeah.
Well, it hadn't happened to me in years. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, cool. Something to do.
Something I can fix, right?
Was hoping I could spend more money today.
Yeah. God.
Well, no, it turns out the battery had a 3-year free replacement or whatever.
Oh,
And we were on 2 years and 11 months.
Oh shit! Right under the wire. That's excellent. The ranch was quite the experience. I got to bring out a buddy of mine that has never been to any kind of training facility like that, and he was pretty damn impressed. He doesn't have a bar to kind of compare things to, but just taking a regular civilian and putting him in that scenario, he was very impressed.
Yeah, you got to be high speed to just walk in the gate. Like, if you go in there and you're not, like, on your P's and Q's, you will get blown away. Like, you already think you're getting watched, or something.
Yeah. Honestly, I was
you probably are.
impressed with how laid back everybody was. I mean, there's definitely a feel to that kind of culture. Everybody's a little bit buttoned up, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah. No. Everybody's super nice down there.
Yeah.
As long as you don't come down there with the I'm better than everybody else ego.
Yeah, I don't feel like that fly.
Everybody's super cool, man.
One of my big takeaways was just being so impressed with the way Chad was able to take our buddy Jonathan and get him on target within like 3 trigger pulls. He was having a hell of a time standing, trying to hit that target at 200 meters? What was that? What was he on?
Fucking 100 yards out.
It was either 100 or 200.
Yeah.
And he was just having a hell of a time. Chad just pulled up out of nowhere like Kaiser Soze, jumped off the mule and just started barking out training advice. And, he tried one method, trying to get Jonathan on point, and it was like clear that wasn't working for Jonathan. So he immediately pivoted. He changed the way he was trying to describe something, and Chad's got it. He knows how to get these guys on target. And I was just really impressed with that because I didn't know that Chad was also an instructor. And he is very clearly an instructor.
Chad's one of the top shooters. He competitive shot before that place.
Yeah.
He was really, really good. He still is really, really good.
Yeah.
But when you're really, really good and then you live down there, and then every training class that comes through, you pick up something from literally everyone.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably the best shooter, or at least the best teacher, I would think.
Yeah.
Just from what he's seen, probably in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when he's driving around, he's like, sees something, and he's like, well, I can fix this real quick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was all over the place. It was funny watching him run around. You got to keep a radio on that guy. You'll never find him.
Yeah, and even most of the time he has a radio, he turns that bitch off because he don't hear it down. Yep.
Yeah. So what else have you guys been getting into the last couple weeks?
Oh man, just trying to get caught up on everything. It's been wild. I know we had Labor Day or Memorial Day was Monday, so I totally forgot about that and feel awful. So I'm sitting
Why do you feel awful about it?
Because, it's like, oh, yeah, fucking Memorial Day. And I'm up here at work. And I'm like,
It's literally Remember Day.
I know.
I forgot to remember Day.
I'm making phone calls. And I'm like, why are these fucking people not answering the phone? Oh, shit. Yeah, people ain't working today. That's why.
Yeah. They, all the holidays just kind of blow past me. I think that's just one of the things that go whenever you're, working for yourself. You don't get a day off. You don't take holidays. You don't get to sleep in. I mean, other than Russell.
I had a great time. My wife and daughter went out of town for graduation for one of my wife's friends, and so it's just me and my son. And you know, I normally take him to school every morning, but I sleep in after that.
Nap time.
And then, but yeah, it was just me and him. So we went to Rockwood there off University.
The golf.
The go-kart place?
Go-kart place, yeah.
So me and him did a round of go-karts. I picked him up from school whenever half the day was.
How's that place looking? Is it still...
Still just as cool.
Used to be really nice.
Well, so I've had birthday parties there when I was his age.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's 11. So I've been going there a long time. That's my favorite. And I've been to other go-kart places.
It's the best.
They're just not as gangster as that one.
The golf cart or the go-karts are super fast. There's a bunch of turns, and I mean it's a very aggressive course.
You can learn on it too. Like it's a good driving course. Like you can really learn to cut corners. I learned a lot of driving skills from this go-kart place.
Where's this at?
Rockwood off of University.
Never been there.
You've probably seen it 1,000 times and just really never paid attention to it.
It's next to the Mexican flea market. You probably thought they were adjacent. The same thing.
Probably.
If you're going like from here to 7th Street area or anything down there on that corner of the world, you go right past it. Like that's the cutoff.
So there used to not be putt-putt golf there. It used to just be rough and dirty golf.
Putt-putt's over there now?
Yeah. Well, it's not a putt-putt, but they have their own little mini golf. It's not even putt-putt. It's not Putt-Putt Inc.
You're not allowed to call it putt-putt.
We've been there. We've been to a couple of the little go-kart places. Like there's one out there by like Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah, those are all like they have limits and stuff. These are like fat. Like
these go.
These go.
You got to sign a waiver.
So
there ain't no waiver. It's all cash. That's the cool part. It's one of those places.
So that's what we're doing after the podcast.
Oh, fucking hey, let's do it.
Well, hold on. Slow down. Margaritas and then go-karts.
Well, I'm not one to mix any order up that somebody has. I don't want to get in the middle of your day. I like it.
That was the thing that I keep bitching about is we got down to Dilly and this asshat sends me a fucking picture of a frosty little margarita.
It was a nice one too, like an expensive one.
And we're like out in the heat, dude. And I saw it, and I couldn't stop thinking about that margarita the rest of the day. So we get done at the ranch, and I'm like, man, if we hurry, we can skip in someplace and get a margarita real quick. And anyway, so I'm driving. I had Cody pull it up, and he finds the one place in town that's like a bar. And so we go there. And we walk in, and I'm so confused because it's just like slot machines all over the place. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I walk up. I got this dazed look on my face because I'm like, margarita, where is it? And this lady walks up to me. She's like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, margarita? She goes, oh, yeah, we don't serve alcohol here. I'm like, good job, Cody. Asshole. What we come to find out is that there is no alcohol in Dilly. You just can't get it. So no margaritas.
No, you got to drive the other way to Parasol.
Yeah. Valuable information.
Yeah. So definitely hit Parasol on the way in. Hit the liquor store. Get all your margarita stuff and make your own.
The ranch is BYOB.
Yeah. And now that I know all these things, there's no reason to ever go back to Dilly. Ever. I'm staying at the bunkhouse, and I'm shopping in, was it?
Parasol?
It's fun to look at commercial real estate in Dilly.
Yeah.
Make some of those phone calls. I've done that board on a Saturday. Just down there. Everybody's gone. Well, I'm not day drinking. I'm just down there.
No, daydreaming.
Oh, yeah, daydreaming. Yes. I can't day drink in Dilly.
Get some property down there right next to the ranch.
Well, it was like I'm like driving down Main Street, and there's a strip center for sale, and
that's what you're talking about.
But it's not like it's probably a front for some coke thing in the back. And
I'm thinking meth, but okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, we're close enough further south than meth.
Yeah, that's true.
So
maybe a little human trafficking and yeah.
But the sign's like crooked, and like the other side says for sale, but it's spray painted with spray paint for sale. So I'm like, wow. I mean, I'm thinking we could like trade a couple of, maybe a truck for this piece of property.
He was too hard. He was like, dude, we're buying this place. What the hell are we going to do? We would have to, do human trafficking out of it. It's the only thing you can do there.
It's the only option. There's like one person from Dilly listening to this getting red in the face. How dare you? Go Hornets or whatever their mascot is down there. Go lawnmowers.
Dilly lawnmowers. Almost made state.
You lost to the lawnmowers? Yeah, they're doing good this year. Anyway.
Billy Bob Martinez, Syracuse.
Jesus. Well, you got some toys up here on the table. That I remember that one from GoldenEye. Whenever I was playing that as a kid.
God, that's so long ago. I don't even think I was a kid. Like I was a little bitty thing.
Yeah, GoldenEye was man. That was the best first-person shooter to ever come out.
That was the first time I realized I'd get nauseous, and that's when
It made you sick.
That's about when I quit video games.
Yeah, that game specifically would make you nauseous.
So you haven't done none of the VR stuff yet?
Well, yeah, but only because I go to conferences and put it on and check it out. But I ain't fucking doing it.
Dude, it still makes you sick.
It does me.
Oh, really?
The first time?
Yeah, why bother? I got reality. My reality's fucking awesome. I don't need any virtual.
So the cool thing is, there's different apps, I guess you call them, or games.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think it's called Ace. And when you get the game, they send you a gun, and you get to pick the gun.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of those things like we saw at SHOT?
Yeah. So let's just say it's staccato. Okay. And you're like, I carry a staccato, I shoot a staccato. So they send you a staccato, and it's like a real weight. So it's weighted the same. It's got a trigger job on it. So, it feels just like the trigger of your staccato.
That's wild.
But you put the remote inside of that, and that's where it sets. And so in this game, you set up, and man, you can do all the different stages. For all these competition shooters, like they can sit in their living room and run these drills and run through these competitions right in their living room. And they're doing real competitions. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people that are doing these competitions.
Man, that's wild.
And it's cool, but you're sitting still.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's another game. I think it's called Onward. Super realistic. I mean, you're doing fucking speed reloads, like everything. You're running around, like got night vision. It's pretty wicked. First time I played that thing, I was like, oh, cool. Well, you're moving with a joystick while you're standing there and turning. And I'm like running in the game, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm going. And as soon as I stop, like my body doesn't. Like it was weird as shit. Like I didn't quite fall, but I was like, oh, holy shit. And then like start turning and looking, and I started getting real nauseous.
Damn,
and I'm like, dude, this
crazy.
is fucked up.
I'd love to see that.
Have you ever played one of those VR, like computer, like Formula One? So my brother-in-law has one. It's really neat setup. My partner also has one, but he's really into Formula One. Like he knows like the weight of the cars and where to take the turns in each track, and he's been driving them, with his, he's got it down. But I finally tried it at my brother-in-law's, and I got in the car, and it is as real as it can get. And I got sick, and I was like
threw up sick?
No, but like I would have if I kept, like almost, I'm like, screw this. This is not worth whatever.
Well, it's weird, like all the VR stuff, I'll get nauseous as shit, but we'll do the mobility courses, part of the mobility courses is like evading, right? So we're chasing people around a track trying to pit them. And I mean, you're in the car doing 60, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that doesn't bother me at all. Now, we've got some people to yak.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me at all.
Well, I think there's something different. With the VR, it's like you're getting.
Well, you're into the reality, sir.
Right, not the virtual part.
But with the VR, you're getting the visual stimulus, but your body's not matching suit. In real life, you're getting it real time. I think maybe just the separation between what you're seeing and how your body's feeling is probably what's making you sick.
Maybe
because I don't have motion sickness either. But when is the last time I felt that? Last time it did happen, I was really surprised by it. Now you put me on a boat and we get out past the wave break, I better have some of that Dramamine because I am going to be fucked up.
I've slept in the hull of a boat for a week, man.
I like
fucking great. I can do that all day.
Boat's fun.
I'm hoping that now I'm talking on the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that is something that you can kind of get over. Whether it's VR or being out on a boat.
Have you been on a cruise?
No, I have not.
Oh,
and I'm wondering how I would do because the boat that I was on was a pretty good sized boat. It was an 80-footer. And we were out for 80 hours.
Yeah.
So
you're probably deep sea fishing too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were really far out there in the Gulf.
Well, you get on them cruise ships, man. You don't. Like the only time you feel anything is if you hit a big storm, and we hit a fucking storm the last time we were out, and we were. So when it was storming, I think we went to go watch a concert. So in this specific ship, the concert area with the staging on was like at the front bottom of the boat. Okay. So like we're sitting here watching this concert, and the whole time we're just smashing into these waves, and so it's just like, okay, well, shit,
that is wild.
Damn, this is wild out there. So, but other than that, man, like you don't feel nothing. Like you don't get none of the rocking or any of that shit, man. It's pretty smooth sailing.
What I thought was hilarious, and really I've only been truly deep sea fishing that one time. For the next 2 days, every time I'd get in the shower, like to close my eyes to like shampoo or whatever, if I was in the shower and I'm standing still, I think this is pretty much the only time you're standing still with your eyes closed, right? So, like in the shower. That's the only time you're standing in one place with your eyes closed.
You don't do yoga?
I do that shit all the time, homie.
Are you half turkey?
Just randomly do the flamingo stick.
But I felt like I was back on the boat, and it was a weird sensation because I'm talking 2 days later. But your body starts getting used to that. It was the first time I ever saw somebody fall upstairs. Oh, yeah. This guy was in flip-flops. He got off the boat. He's carrying a cooler, and he hit like 4 steps going up as he fell down. And what an asshole, man. I couldn't help myself. I just started dying laughing, and this guy's like bleeding, but it was hilarious. And then I got off the boat and almost did the same thing.
So we used to do a lot of deep-sea fishing. Well, I say a lot. At least once a year we would go when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I remember, man, I was probably 8. We went on the very first one I'd ever been on, and this is the first time I've ever been on a boat without like going to the lake.
Yeah.
And I remember that first time I got sick as shit, man. I spent all my time yakking off the side, and after that, I never had any more issues with it.
And I'm wondering if I got back out there if I'd have an issue, but we left as the sun was coming up. And it was nice, calm water, before we got to the wave breaks. And got me a beer, popped that thing open. I think I paid like $6 for it back when beers were like $1 a piece, but that's what it was on the boat. And that's important here in a minute. So I get up to the front of the boat, and I'm just enjoying the view, and I'm about to take that first sip, and we cross that wave break, and my stomach just flips. And I'm standing next to my buddy, and he'd done the same thing. We just popped our beers open. And I look at him, and I look at my beer, and I was like, bro, I can't drink this. Would you like to drink this? Because I just paid $6 for this thing or whatever it was. And he looks back at me, and he's like, It got him, too.
Damn.
So for the next, 6-7 hours, man, I'm just fighting it, trying not to throw up. And one of the deckhands comes up to me, and he's like, come with me. And I was like, man, I can't move right now. He's like, trust me. Just come with me. And I was like, man, I'll in a minute. He's like, now. As an 18-year-old kid talking to a full-grown man telling me what to do. I'm like, all right, fine. So I go with him to the back of the boat, and he's like, look out at the horizon. And I'm like, I'm trying not to throw up. And I'm like, man, I can't look up right now. He's like, look at the horizon, asshole. And I looked up, and as soon as I locked eyes on the horizon from the back of the boat, went away.
Yep.
Immediately. It was the craziest thing ever. So, anyway, Dramamine. Keep that shit with you, though.
You got to knock it out and get over it, man. It's like a Band-Aid.
I guess. Yep. I thought I was dying.
All right, so I got I thought I was dying story.
Okay.
So I was in Belize.
Belize.
It's already better than mine.
I can't Belize this shit, man.
Belize you me.
So it was me and my buddy Ben. And I'd already been there for a minute, and he'd come in to go scuba diving and hang out for the last weekend I was there. And he, we booked we stayed at a hostel, which was rad. The guy that ran the hostel, it was like $20 a night. The guy that ran the hostel was claimed to have the only Glock on the island.
Okay. Weird thing to run around bragging about.
Well, I guess he saw us and was like, I should probably tell these dudes.
Yeah. He's got a Glock shirt that he wears every day. It's his only Glock shirt. Came with the gun.
They also sold, I don't know if they still sell pizzas out there. I might just blow this guy up right now. basically, the way Belize works is you got Ambergris Key off of Belize, and if you're going to go to Belize, like to do any kind of Caribbean type atmosphere, with the hotels and the beaches, you need to do it on Ambergris Key or South Belize. But Ambergris Key you have to fly to, so you have to fly in, and then as soon as you fly into Belize, you got to hop on another plane and fly out to Ambergris Key.
Okay.
And that's where everything you see in Belize is. And the cool thing about scuba diving there is you can scuba dive right off the pier. So the water just drops off. It's like a Hawaiian island kind of thing. It's not like sandy. So there's fingers that come off of it. And there's from here, 100 yards, not even 100 yards, maybe 50 yards out, there's just valleys. Mm-hmm. And the valleys are 60 foot deep. And
nope.
It's underwater.
Nope.
More nope. All the nopes.
And so I was like, okay, this is really awesome. Let's book some dives. We're going to do a knot dive. And based on the way
it's getting worse. Your odds are going down.
Based on the way our airplane was leaving and flight times, we had to get as many dives as possible. So knot dive, one night, and then 2 tank dive, skip a day, get on a plane.
This is in the middle of Shark Week.
Might as well have been.
Oh, shit.
Knot dives first. That's probably not the move, really. Or did we go on the...
Get it together, man.
Anyway, I don't even remember. So, with this knot dive, we're sitting on the end of the pier, mask fin, snorkel, waiting on the guy to come. And he's not coming. And, there's a certain time you want to do a knot dive. Like, you want to get out to where you're diving while it's daylight.
You're right. Get everything
a little
prepped.
Bit.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out in the middle of this black water. And you're like, oh, crap. Flashlights? Anybody got a flashlight? We don't want to do any of that shit. That's not what happened. This guy couldn't find us. I don't know why. It's a small ass island, but it's the 2 guys sitting on the end of the pier with scuba gear waiting. So he finally comes. He may have been drunk or something. I don't know. And he was like, hey, man, it's too late. I'm like, come on, man, we can do this. And he's like, all right, let's go. So we go out, and we didn't account for the storm to rolling in. By the time we get to the tie-off buoy where they do night dives, and another guy was already untying, they were leaving. They had already done their dive. So I'm an hour and a half into further than we should be.
Where's the safety guy?
You're looking at him. So it was me, my buddy Ben, and Ben's, he's a really good diver for only having like a handful of dives under his belt. When I say a handful, probably 20 or 30, so that's pretty good. But I mean, this was some hardcore shit. And not intentionally, this is just what it ended up being. But I was still paying for it, and I was pissed. So I was mad.
Did you talk to the manager?
Well, I made him put my gear together.
Man, he had a Glock.
There was 3 of us, and I made him put my gear together. I'm like, damn it, you're already late. This is already getting fucked. Here comes a fucking storm. And we're not, it's too, I mean, the boat is going bam and slamming the water. The lead line going to the buoy is like snapping, like take your head off snapping. Like it's straight out of a Captain Ahab movie.
You're not in the water yet.
No.
Okay.
We're about to be because that's dangerous. So I'm like, Ben, get in the fuck in the water. So
let's get out of here where it's safer.
No shit.
With these giant aquatic predators.
So I jump in the water. Ben jumps in the water. The dive master jumps in the water. So
is anybody on the boat?
No, it's just the 3 of us.
Okay. Just hoping the boat's there when you get back.
What is?
Don't ruin the story.
So we're on and it's like throw up city, and you're trained to throw up into your regulator. Oof. You know, it'll clear out, it'll purge. Do not take your regulator out and throw up in the water. If you're underwater, you take your regulator out and throw up. It's like that ain't good. So you just and then you purge that shit.
Oh my god! All right.
So Ben's like, what the fuck? I'm like, get the fuck down. I'm just fucking yelling, thumbing down, get under the fucking water. And we're fucking letting all her out, trying to just sink as fast as possible. Me and Ben meet up about 20 feet. We're staring at each other. I don't give a fuck where the dive master's at. It's me and Ben. This guy, he's safe. He should be because he does this for a living, the fucking asshole. And I'm already mad at him the whole time. So I'm looking at my depth gauge, and it's going 5, 20, 5, 20. So 15-foot swells. Yeah.
It's just bobbing you up and down like a piece of corn in a toilet
No,
bowl.
I'm just low enough. It's just the pressure's changing on my depth gauge.
Okay, so it's not slinging you up.
I don't feel it.
Okay.
But my depth gauge, the pressure's changing, so it's
Yeah.
like 5. So I'm looking at 15 foot of water column missing off the top of me.
Okay.
Every wave.
Hell no.
So we get down to about 60 feet. We have these stupid-ass flashlights that he gives us. Now, these flashlights would be great if the sun was kind of shining. You know, we've done this an hour and a half earlier. And but they don't work. Mine works, and I don't know if you've ever messed with flashlights underwater, but the beam of light doesn't spread like a flashlight. The beam of light is exactly what's coming out. So it's like a lightsaber. Like a long fucking lightsaber.
Okay.
But, like, I could be shining the light right here, and he could be a shark, and I couldn't see him. So
Russell, the government certified underwater Jedi.
so Ben's following me. I got a light, so he can, like, see that beam of light.
But no peripheral.
No peripheral. So he's following me. And I'm following the dive master in front of him.
And where are y'all going?
Ben's got a light too. Ben's light goes out. We're just going along a reef. It's like no big deal. This would have been a regular, normal-ass fucking dive for anybody that got if you got a hotel there and never dove before, if you went out like the next morning, this would have been the easiest dive on the planet. This was supposed to be a nice, relaxing dive at night. We get to see a little bioluminescence, maybe some lobsters running around that are blue. Cool shit. That's why I did it. That's why I booked it. I like night dives.
You can't see shit.
I can, but I ain't there for the vision. I'm there for the safety. Like I'm 60 feet underwater because I don't want to go up to the surface, and I don't know what's going to happen when we go up. I'm still pissed because I paid for it, and we're swimming. My fucking tank falls out of my BC. It's all right.
The Glock guy put it together, right?
Well, no, wasn't the Glock. It's a different dude.
Oh, but somebody else put it
The
together.
Glock guy has the hostel.
Always pack your own shoe.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Always pack your own shoe.
This is just some fucking Belizean kid, man.
Well, after watching the Hostel movie, I don't blame you.
My tank falls out of my BC, and I grab that dive master's fin. I yank it. I'm like, thumb at, and he's like, oh, and he goes around and tries to fix it, and he doesn't get it. I take my shit off, fix it myself, put it back on, fucking keep trucking. I'm a dive master as well, so I'm like, I know what this guy is supposed to be doing. I know his qualifications. This motherfucker should be doing this. This should not be happening.
1-star review.
So we go a little bit, and I'm looking at Aaron. I'm like, we should turn around. The other guy says we should probably turn around. He doesn't say it. And we go back. So now it's me with this laser beam of a flashlight, the dive master with a laser beam of a flashlight, Ben trailing me with no flashlight, pitch black.
God.
There's no moon. This is no moon day. This is the freaking the boat is still slamming, but it's not 15-foot swells. The brunt of the storm has come, and now we're only 30 minutes into the storm. So now we're looking at like 10 foot.
Oh yeah, it's much better.
Yeah. So we can time this.
Jesus.
So we get on the boat in sections. Like, all right, you ready? And I don't know if I was last or not. I shouldn't have been. The dive master should have been last. But anyway, there's only 3 of us, so whatever. We're all living, right? That's the idea. We're all here to save each other. There's only 3 of us. So it's kind of not like I'm past the point. I've already realized you're in over your head. I'm not mad at you anymore. Now let's just all try to not die.
Yeah.
So the ladder's coming down, and I just remember me doing it. I think Ben did it a couple times. The first guy came up, and then we got one set of gear up. And then, proceeded to get on the ladder, but we had to boom, jump on.
Yeah.
And then
time it.
And then climb the ladder before it hit the deck again. All right. We get in the fucking boat. He unties it. I'm looking at Ben like, fuck yeah, motherfucker. And
Ben's scared to death, shaking.
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen Ben like this, actually. Only time, really. We get back off the boat, and I'm like, kind of like, fuck you, sort of thing. And I didn't say fuck you, but it was the intention, like,
Yeah.
we got a dive booked with this cat the next day. So it's like, I can't, like, piss him off. Or with the same company. Maybe not this guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully not this guy. And I was going to leave out. If it hadn't have been such a cool experience, I would have left a bad review. We get back to the hostel, and I'm like, all right, bro, let's fucking go. Let's go drink. And I'd been stuck in the jungle for about 3 weeks, but with a bunch of, like, archaeology students and Guatemalans. And so I'm, like, ready to, like, drink like a fucking, 30-year-old white dude. So I try to go out. I'm like, let's fucking go. And he's like, bro, I'm gonna have to lay here for a minute. He like had to like replay in his head like, holy shit, all the we might have died moments in that for about 20 minutes before he got up. All right. So the next day, we got this. That's right. The next day is we're going to the Blue Hole, and the Blue Hole is this Jacques Cousteau 250 foot, I think 220, maybe something like that, foot hole. Maybe it's even fucking deeper than that. An hour and a half off the coast of Ambergris Key. Jacques Cousteau made it famous. You look over it with a satellite or helicopter or something, and it's like light blue, dark blue hole. Mm-hmm. It just falls off. So, we went to dive that, and that was a regular boat dive. You would go out with other people. So there was 4 or 5 other people on the boat, and us on the boat, and we got rental gear, and all those dudes got their pro shit, and which is great, and they're all fucking throwing up because it was boom, 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 boom for an hour and a half, and me and Bill were like, fuck y'all.
We've seen way worse.
We just survived the apocalypse last night, bro. But that was the best dive. We went 160 feet deep. It was the deepest we went. And I was scuba diving in and around stalactites that were the diameter of this room. So imagine that being a cave, and then calcium dripping down like a stalactite long enough to make one the size of this fucking room. And then an ocean comes over it and fills it in with a hole. And that's how we've known it ever since.
So I think the message that I'm getting from this is, do not go scuba diving.
No, that's the wrong message.
With
the
Russell.
message is,
bro. Don't go with Russell.
Yeah.
No, go with me. I got you.
So straight up, I want to get my my scuba diving certification and do the thing. Yeah, but like just in a pool.
Yeah, no,
You want to get certified in a pool? Yeah. I'm just certified for pool use.
Just just to be like, fuck yeah. So I'm terrified of water, man.
I don't like open water either.
I just don't do it. Well, no, I'm talking water insurance. Like I don't even like getting in pools.
Definitely not the ocean. I don't even like getting in Texas lakes because you can't see shit.
Yeah, no.
Let me tell you what.
I just don't like it.
The thing that makes you feel the tiniest, and you can do this very early on in scuba diving, is if you go anywhere where there's a continental shelf that's close.
Yeah.
And you're down about 60, 80 feet, and you can just scuba dive off the continental shelf. And you know that underneath you, it's 2 miles deep or whatever the fuck of water.
That's wild.
Like a water column. So at any point, a whale the size of this fucking building could just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, man.
At any point. You feel so tiny.
Just thinking about it makes me feel tiny.
Yeah.
Like,
A little dizzy.
I'm all about the ocean, man. But I just like to be in a boat.
From the boat, yeah.
All right.
Well, and fishing offshore, deep sea fishing, it ruins freshwater fishing.
Oh, it does.
I have not used my freshwater poles since I went deep sea fishing.
Really?
Why? You ever fought a tuna?
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
So
that's fishing.
So here, there's this. I want to look into this, and if anybody has any questions or comments, I would love to collaborate. But there's this group down in either Galveston or Corpus or something like that. I think they're called the Blue Water Assassins. And what you do is you go out and you scuba dive.
It's a good band name.
Yeah, you scuba dive on the oil rigs.
Okay. Yeah. Good platforms.
Yeah.
It's good fishing around those.
Yeah, but you spearfish. while scuba diving.
Yeah, no.
I also hear that's the perfect place for sharks to be.
Okay, so
it's a feeding frenzy.
Here's the excitement part. Get your fish back on the boat whole. Most fish.
Yeah, fuck that.
Most fish, by the time you get on the boat, they got the head chopped off or whatever.
Yeah, half of what you pull up.
The shark. I mean, you got it on a stick, so the shark's doing it right there.
Hell no, man. Yeah, that doesn't sound at all fun, like at all.
Well, you know, like from fishing offshore, like when you're pulling them up, you're constantly fighting other fish trying to get it back in one piece.
Absolutely.
Well, you got to do it at the very end of your dive,
and we've
you got to have already done your safety stop. You got to be ready to get on the fucking boat.
Yeah, no, man. Like deep sea fishing, like we've been out there reeling them in with a shark right there, like biting it.
Oh yeah,
we've caught shark, but that shit stays in the water.
Yeah.
Like I don't bring a shark on the boat. Listen, not happening. There's people that do it. I'm not that guy.
So I got a shark story.
I don't know if we have time for it. We're pushing, bro. We're pushing.
I don't do sharks, man.
We're gonna have to save that one for next time. Give some tags. Let people know where to find you, Russell. I know you're black ops, man. Nobody knows how to find you.
Yeah, I would like to support brotherskeepers.org on this one, and I know they got some stuff coming up in October, and they just got some stuff going on in downtown and in Fort Worth specifically. So
we need to coordinate with them.
Yeah, brotherskeepers.org. And then Brad's still looking for some cool stuff. So go to honortribeoutdoors.com. Honortribeoutdoors.com, I believe is right. Mm-hmm. And
was Brad the other one that we had on the show when we did Brothers Keepers episode?
No, Brad's never been on the show.
Okay.
No, I met him through Brothers Keepers. He was at the charity event down there. His partner's missing a leg.
Okay.
And anyway, that's why he was hopping along down there. And
no pun intended, or
sure,
absolutely, absolutely intended.
But no, those guys are cool, man.
Okay.
And then I tried to get on a helicopter with this guy would only allow two on at a time, but it was three of us, but they both only had one leg.
So you're like, hey.
I was like, hey, is it a legroom issue? Because we got that covered.
If you guys don't know, Brothers Keepers, is it brothers_keepers.org?
I don't know.
Try both. Anyway, they support wounded veterans, and it's a great organization, local. It's right here in North Texas. So check that out. And we'll give you some more updates on that as we get closer to an apparent event in October. And then, Dillon, what you got?
Nothing. I mean, everybody knows where to find us. DonovanMFG.com everywhere.
And for the print shop, because he's also got a print shop. Banners, brochures, stickers, business cards.
T-shirts.
All of it.
Yep, everything. We're on Facebook, Dillon-Press, Dillon-Press.com. Yeah.
All the stuff. Guys, thanks for doing this. Y'all want to go get a margarita?
Or something.
We've been talking about them.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Got to do it.
I mean, if anybody's going to ask me, I'm going to say
yes, of course.
That's why I did
what time is it? I just kidding.
That's why I did it on the record. That's true. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. All right. Well, we'll be doing this next Thursday. Might have a guest, might not, but we've always got some Leo forward stuff, security training, weapons, right here on the Donovan MFG episodes. And I am really screwing up here. I'm trying to get our music going. Here we go. Almost there.
If it makes you feel any better. The margarita, I mean, it's like 15 minutes away is the nearest margarita.
I know. But you know where we're going, right?
Serve margarita. Hey, man, we need to open a bar on the airstrip. So I'm already talking to my buddy down here about the convenience store.
Is that the next business venture?
Since all that stuff went good, we're about to get the convenience store going, man.
Hey, I'm down for opening a bar. What do we call it?
Margaritas by Russell.
They don't serve margaritas.
All right, folks. Till next time. Thank y'all for joining us for this Donovan Manufacturing episode, and we'll see you next week.